Hey folks, Machinery Pete here. I'm pleased to be joined with the good folks at Bazooka Farmstar from Washington, Iowa. We have Marcus Davis, Equipment Specialist, and Kendra Ellis, Marketing Manager. Hey guys, how you doing?
Good.
Good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Anytime I get to talk to folks from Washington, Iowa, it's a good day.
Right.
We agree.
So, yeah, absolutely. Well, I got to tell you, I'm pretty excited about this interview. Bazooka Farmstar, when I get looking around at what you guys are doing, very innovative with the manure equipment and manure systems equipment there. Let's get started here. Give people a little history on Bazooka Farmstar. Did I catch it right? You guys, was it like mid 70s? Is that when the company kind of started?
1976.
Yep.
76. Okay.
So it started out kind of more as a auger side, and then we merged with the manure side. I'm going to say 90 somewhere in there. I'm guessing Kinder somewhere in that range. Merged together and developed the Bazooka Farmstar itself, which more is on the manure side than, but we still do sell augers.
Okay. And folks, let me just hop in and say, you got to check out their website, bazookafarmstar.com. It is an awesome website, one of the best manufacturer sites I've seen. There's an unbelievable blog on the website. Kendra, your folks do an incredible job telling stories, people using your equipment all around the country. Hats off for what you're doing there. That's fantastic.
Thank you.
Now, in terms of Bazooka Farmstar, who you guys are, what makes you different in the manure equipment, manure handling business? What would you say there, Marcus? What sets Bazooka Farmstar apart?
I'd say there's two things that kind of set us apart in the manure industry. One is we run a dealer network, which is for service capabilities. We have dealers throughout the country to be able to have parts on hand or have quantities of equipment sitting there. So in the time of need, that customer is available to get what they need at that time.
Okay.
Thing I would tell you is one thing that we do here at Bazooka Farmstar is we customize basically everything that we build. There's nothing that's usually the same thing for every guy out in the industry because the system's different.
Right. Yeah, I got to bring up, I was, before we started the interview here, I was telling you guys the two things on your website that really popped. Of course, the blog is fantastic, but then the build it yourself link. I clicked on that, and so you're actually inviting farmers or custom operators here to tell you what specifically they need in their operation.
Right, correct. That's one thing that the marketing team designed to help us out is that you can actually get on there and you can click on and you can put the things that you want to have on your, for example, on a power unit, you can choose all the different options that makes it fit into your organization, not necessarily just a one size fits all kind of a thing.
Wow. And then I presume the pricing part of that maybe gets just directed to whatever dealer might be local to them?
Yep. So it's tied in with an area code. And so once you get done complete with that, what it does is it'll ding here and it sends it to the dealer direct. And so that way that dealer can be involved in communicating with that customer.
Wow. Well, that's pretty exciting. Check that out, folks. The build it yourself link, bazookafarmstar.com. Now on the topic of dealers again, Marcus, how many dealers do you think you guys have now? What's the current head count?
We have roughly about 25 dealers across the country.
Wow. What are we talking about geographic footprint?
Most of our dealers, we'll say from Minnesota down through the heartland, all the way out to New York. So.
Okay. Wow. Impressive. Okay. Now let's hop into the products. I know you guys at Bazooka Farmstar kind of considered industry leaders in a number of areas. I know a lot of talk about the Phantom injection unit, and then also on the Titan side there. Why don't you guys tell us about those?
Yeah, so the Phantom unit was designed a few years ago. Basically, it's in the no-till farm style. It's I would call it a patented a coulter unit that basically it's a rolling coulter. It's ran at a degree angle, not straight. It basically fractures the ground, drops manure behind it, and then there's a closing arm that grabs that dirt that would come out of that trench and puts it right back into that same trench. It's designed to be able to keep that manure at roughly a 6-inch depth range, which would be right in the root zone for the crops to grow. It's not too deep where the roots have to go down to find it. It's right there when the crop needs it to be growing.
Okay. And Kendra, am I right? Did I see some cool pictures and videos of the Phantom injection unit on your Facebook page and your website?
Yeah, we try to utilize all of our marketing channels for kind of our well-known products and services. We have a lot of our fans are very diehard Facebookers, so we want to make sure that they get to see the latest and greatest, depending on where they want to surf at.
Right. Well, check that out, folks. Hit up Bazooka Farmstar on Facebook or their website, bazookafarmstar.com. Some great visuals to let you see what these products do. Now, Marcus, tell us about the Titan.
Yeah, so they came out with the Titan bar a few years ago. We used to have just a standard bar, which is your wings fold straight up. We went to a new design called the Titan. It's a front folding bar for narrow transport down the road, which is huge out in the farming industry. But it also allows us to get up to wide lengths. We range from anywhere from 36 foot all the way up to 60 foot with a Titan bar. And then you can choose, again, we get back to the customization, you can choose whether you want close spacings, which is down to 16-inch, or you can go all the way up to 30-inch spacings, depending on what the customer wants.
So what kind of feedback do you guys get from whether it's a farmer or a custom operator on the Phantom and the Titan? I mean, what are folks saying out there?
As you get into the newer age, I'll call it, of manure pumping, what it seems to be is the dirt movement, the soil, the runoff, getting into the technical side of it. When the Phantom unit came out, it's really low disturbance. It's available to put that manure down for you and not have to run some type of a tool that disturbs a lot of ground. So putting those two things together, going wider was making less passes in the field, which resulted in less compaction, which in the end, the custom guy and the farmer are winning on both sides to be able to help their fields in the outcome. So,
okay. Very cool. Now you guys, Bazooka Farmstar, making products all across the manure application field here, I guess you'd say. Tell us about on the reels, pumps. What have you guys got going on there? Any new products the last few years you're pushing?
Yeah, I mean, when it comes down to you kind of follow the trend of the manure business itself. Obviously, you get into guys that want bigger, and when you go bigger, it takes redesign. It takes a whole new design to be able to adjust to what the industry's doing. When you talk on pump side, it's just more of getting the bigger pumps to be able to meet the demand of the gallons that need to be moved through the application of the customer. So,
okay. And how about oh, go ahead, Kendra.
Sorry. Yeah, and from a product diversification standpoint, we really take a look at what is going to make the operator more successful, whether it be a custom applicator or a farmer, and we try and take a look at what they're going to need as a whole, and really push our innovation to make sure that we offer that as part of our overall product line.
So listening to the customer is kind of a core with Bazooka Farmstar.
Absolutely.
For sure, 100%.
Well, I love that. I love American Made right there in Washington, Iowa. You guys have quite a facility there in Washington too, don't you? Yep,
we do. We actually, we're probably to the capacity, I would tell you, as for how the industry's grown. We've got a pretty big, I want to say around 100,000 square feet or something like that. And then we also have a building adjacent to us that we own, that we have stuff on hand. But I would tell you, the way the industry's growing, it's tough right now. We've grown into what we have and see where the future takes us.
Well, that's a problem of success. You guys continue to grow there. Now, Marcus, you worked for the company. How many years again you say you've been for the company?
I've been with Bazooka for 3 years, but I've been in the industry for roughly 17.
Okay, so you're in the industry, so you can speak to using the products. And again, just across the Bazooka Farmstar line there, I mean, what lights you up to be working selling these products?
Well, it's close to my heart because I've been using it for a lot of years. But just the coming in and having the customer service, having the availability to talk straight to the engineers to be able to say, hey, here's my idea, and then getting them to they listen to you, they understand it, they take it back to the board and of the not the board of directors, but the board in there on the whiteboard and say, how would this help Bazooka Farmstar? And just being able to talk directly to the end user and the guys that are going to be using this stuff and my passion for, which sounds weird, the manure industry, is to be able to start the new guy that wants to get in the industry, be able to share what I've done in the last 17 years and how this equipment works and how it's so valuable to what the country needs at this time.
Right. Yeah, we're getting into ROI there.
Yep.
Times a little challenging out there, but in my sense, what I've seen the last couple of years, anything that can make farm operations better, boy, and you guys are positioned in the manure application end of things. Are you picking up the same thing? Farmers looking for those added efficiencies and just better ways of doing things?
Right. Yeah. And that's a great question because, the times have changed a little bit. It's kind of a trend thing, I'd say. You see a lot more guys that, they pay some money to have their manure come pumped, twice a year sometimes or once a year. And, being able to, if they have a family member, the kid's coming back from college or wanting to join back into the farming industry, it's an opportunity for them to be able to say, if we're paying somebody, what's the ROI for us to be able to do it ourselves? To be able to continue to grow as a family farm.
Right. Well, hey guys, I'm a big fan of Bazooka Farmstar, what you guys are doing there. And again, folks, check out bazookafarmstar.com and their Facebook page. Very vibrant, putting out a lot of great information and quality industry-leading products. Marcus and Kendra, thank you for giving us the scoop on Bazooka Farmstar.
Absolutely. Appreciate it.